'Cause I am telling you, honey, that I am in no doubt that if you show me the money, then we can work it out. And welcome to the Screen Rot Podcast, the podcast where we discuss the weirdest and worst content that's been right on our screens and indeed our minds. Shout out to everyone who subscribes to this podcast on either Apple, Spotify or YouTube. A big shout out to everyone who gives us a nice 5-star review on Apple. Thank you. Bigger shout out to the patrons, the Freemasons on £3.99 a month. They're getting all of this, plus extra episodes every single week, an extra hour just like this every week, and no adverts. The Illuminati top tier, £5.99, £2 more. They're getting a free hat on the head and access to 2 mental group chats. Big shout out to Eugene, runs our Twitter account. He may have been sent by God, and a big wink and a kiss. Mwah. To the ladies and queer folk who listen, who in my opinion are the most gorgeous and sexy ladies and queer folk in the United Kingdom, and I am here for the 100th time.
Wow.
With Jake Farrell.
I never thought we'd make it, but here we are.
Did you not?
There were times during the first 20 episodes where I was like, I'm not going to make it to episode 30, let me episode 100.
We've had our moments.
We've had our moments,
but here we are.
We've been in rooms so hot that the camera turned off.
That happened a lot.
We forgot to put the blinds down so much that the shadows would have crossed my face mid-record.
That's true.
We'd have to lean out of the window and ask your next-door neighbours to turn the drum and bass down. So
that happened, yeah, that did happen. The cat would come in, my kids would come in. Even when we got in here, we had our issues.
Yeah.
Sometimes just didn't bring the camera. Sometimes didn't turn the mics on.
Yeah, and both of us to blame for that, to be fair. I was the mics, you were the camera. We had both things covered.
I don't think we've quite been cancelled, although there's a reel that went out today where I used the phrase, put an extra padlock on Harvey's door.
Oh, don't say it again.
I've said it on a previous episode and in the reel. And we're both like, is that all right? I think it's just the insinuation he wants to shag his mum, don't we all, brother? Right? But
ask Dr. Freud. Paging Dr. Freud, brother.
No, I mean Katie Price. My mum's fucking ugly.
Oh, okay.
But, no, she's fit. But if you're listening, Mum, fucking gorgeous.
We're really apt if we came out of the recording session for episode 100 and like, you know, that time that lady was on the plane and she'd posted something on Twitter and by the time she landed, she was like been fired from her job or whatever.
That's right.
It'd be so good if we came out of our offices out of the studio into the UTA offices. There's just a committee of people waiting to fire
police waiting. Met police waiting. Come here.
Gives that hard drive.
Cuffs on. I'd be grateful.
Yeah, man.
Thanks so much, man.
Room and board, man.
Well, this is the thing with a lot of them now. They are a lot of I've been reading about this on my right wing algorithm. That a lot of people who've committed some of the worst crimes in history.
Yes.
Are living the fucking life in prison. I don't know if you're aware of this man called Robinson Tommy. He's saying. He's saying a lot of them are living.
The easiest way to get an Xbox is to be done for ABH.
That's
the vibe.
I mean, the one that does get me is the Axel Rubicardo guy.
Unbelievable! You brought this up.
What do you mean?
Just incredible stuff.
He's apparently.
We've got a plan. We've got to plan. We have to be on top of our game. We cannot. This is episode 100. We need energy. Let's go get some food.
Yeah, we went and had a sandwich to make sure we've got enough energy. But no, I would kill him. I honestly, I've said this in the past. He's the only one, and I'm against that kind of thing. I would just put him down, and I'd do it properly, do it in London. I wouldn't have Starmer do it, but I'd have him there. Because I think, honestly, for Starmer's approval, that looks good. Don't do it in Wales, do it in London, and make a big thing, and like not filmed, but allow paparazzi to get shots of like Starmer in the room, thumbs up. That's the end of him. Gone.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, happy episode. You can't do that to our girls.
What are you saying? Stop saying the things that you're saying. Fucking hell.
You would, though.
You want to live stream the execution of a prisoner?
No.
Should we do it on the rock bar?
Not like...
I don't know if Ryan will let us do that in the studio. Fuck me.
We're introducing a new patron tier. It's about $9.99. It's a lot, but
the Labour Party have appointed a new political strategist today. Mr. Jacob Hawley is taking over as head of comms for Keir Starmer. In his first act, he'll mandate that Mr. Starmer does a live stream of an execution. What, should we get him to do the Posden while he's doing it as well and make it go viral, wouldn't it? Execution vibes in the area.
Me, you, and the Ibiza final boss. Us there, just Poznan in as fucking Starmer presses the button on Rubicardo. I'd love that. Anyway, welcome to the show. Obviously, this will be some people's first time listening.
First episode. It's always someone's first. episode. Fuck me.
me, you, and Jack K, the Ibiza final boss.
Oh,
and
my
we're
God.
fucking Poznanin as fucking Starmer presses the button on Rubicardo.
Is it my imagination?
Well, here's the thing with me.
Wow.
I've had a lot of people sent to me recently.
Yeah.
I mentioned in a previous pod that I've had some mental health recently. And I'm not sure that I have. I think I've just found out that I'm having a third kid unexpectedly, and I've been hungover a bit.
Yes.
Which, this is the thing with mental health. I for me, you need to address it when you cannot point to the circumstance in your life that would make you feel unhappy or unwell in yourself.
Unbelievable. Yeah, that's exactly right. You've gone from that to one of the most wise things you've ever said. This is why I'm going to die. This is why my heart's honestly is enlarged. My heart looks like a fucking beach ball because of you. That is an absolutely true thing, yeah. Unless you can directly link the causes of feeling slightly low to stimulus or circumstance in your life, that's when you start really worrying.
That's when I think you have to address your mental health. And I think it's not to say that there won't be causation down the line that you could find for the way that you're feeling.
It's buried deeper than you realise.
It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you for not having causation for the way that you feel.
Right.
But I think in terms of addressing your mental health initially, I think one of the most important things to do is to look for those causes, because I do think something that is maybe lacking from the dialogue around men's mental health at the moment is looking for causation and also looking for responsibility in terms of, like, am I doing things regularly in my life that might make me feel worse around myself and other people?
Or am I not looking after myself in terms of exercise and sleep and
I think before seeking perhaps even like a diagnosis or indeed like therapy or any other sort of quote unquote solution is the wrong term. I think maybe looking at those everyday things first is something to do. And I for me, it's like, I don't think I'm depressed, but I think, I have been drinking more recently. I have found out that, like, a really big life event is happening, which I'm really happy about, but obviously naturally it causes anxiety and you might even say stress.
Yeah.
And so that's why I haven't done DMT yet, and I went to Oasis instead.
Oasis cured you.
Anyway, I think Oasis cured me.
Yeah.
I honestly think Oasis cured me. I'd feel better if Axel Rubicardo was dead, but I also feel really good.
My therapist won't see me anymore until I quit the podcast. I can't.
That's your causation.
She said, I can't help you. I can't help you if you won't help yourself. She doesn't mind me smoking 25 fags a day and drinking 10 Guinness every weekend or whatever. She's not worried about that. She wants me to stop the podcast.
It's funny when professional people like say they might listen. Do you know what I mean?
What do you mean?
Like, has your therapist ever, like, you've obviously mentioned the podcast to your therapist, so I assume.
Trust me
but
on
do you
that,
think
brother.
she's listened?
No, I think that would probably be some kind of crossing the line.
How would you not?
What do you mean?
If you're coming into her every week and being like, it's killing me, like
Why does my extremely successful middle-aged therapist not? That's incredible. Why does she not want to listen to this?
Curiosity.
Listen to you talking about live streaming the execution of Axel Rubicardo. I think she's got other stuff on, mate. To be fair.
I'm not sure that's his name. I think I've made it a bit more rude.
No, that is his name.
Okay. Yeah, so basically, I was good. A lot of people have been like, "Have you done the DMT yet?" I don't think I am going to do that, but not yet.
Yeah.
Because I got, God bless Jack, our agent, UTA. He managed to, between him and Live Nation, didn't get them for free, paid for them, but they got me tickets to Oasis. Went last weekend and
sorted you out.
Male mental health cured.
Was there any? Obviously, the thing itself is almost like ayahuasca for lads, as in terms of a mental health. Did they have other mental health products available there? I don't know, like a cold, crisp European lager. Perhaps?
Oh yeah.
They did.
Well. Also, so my thing was, it was a funny one actually. I was going with my mate, and he works in retail. Bless his heart, right? Bless his heart. He works in retail, so he was working till fucking 5 or 6 on a Sunday.
Yeah, that's when shops close. Yeah.
Well, but I was shitting myself because I was like, we need to get there at like 2 to get a
that,
good spot. Do you know what I mean? Also, it's like this is like they haven't performed in like 16 years.
Sure.
Like we need to be on it all day. So he couldn't because he had to do fucking shoes or something. So I had to fucking. And my missus was tired and needed a nap because of the pregnancy, so I was looking after our 2 kids. So
fuming with the missus for being pregnant, fuming with your mate for having a job.
A little bit, yeah. So what I did is I just put on TV Gabby's Dollhouse for the kids, and I just sat there sculling Stellas for a couple of hours whilst they watched a bit of telly, and we rolled around on the carpet for a bit. Then woke up my missus. She wasn't happy that I woke her up because I was like, I need to go to Oasis. We had a little bit of an argument, which meant I was like, I need to get quite pissed. So got to the stadium before my pal. And you just buy your beers in 4s because there's a £1 discount.
Nice.
So I just put 4 away.
Is it's Stella unfiltered cans at Wembley, no?
So I mean, I didn't want to. We were in the sort of thank you Live Nation and thank you to but they got us like the good tickets.
Okay.
We were bang at the front.
Right.
Didn't no need to get there early.
You get
But it
ushered
was-
in, do you?
Uh,
Mr. Hawley, come this way.
No, it wasn't like that at all.
We've been waiting for you.
No.
They were about to come on.
and we
delayed
paid.
them.
We did pay.
Yeah.
But yeah, it wasn't tins. It was like, I mean, it was worse, to be honest with you. It was plastic cups of Peroni.
Right.
Somehow better. It's not. Anyway, I put 4 away, and I was fucking hammered, and I made him put 4
On your
away.
Todd?
Yeah. And I made him put 4 away. But let me assure you, I was not the only father in Adidas trainers drinking alone that day. And that was the thing
Reefed
for me.
in Lost Mary vapor.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Everyone was vaping.
Yeah.
And I mean the queue for the cubicle in the toilet.
Longer than it. Yeah.
And genuinely, what was quite funny, I was in the queue for the cubicle, and I wasn't doing any funny business, right?
Right.
But everyone else was. And then like the queue was like 10 people long, and we all get chatting in the queue, blah blah blah. And one guy did do a shit, and everyone else in the queue had to go at him. What have you just done in there? I went to the toilet. You fucking... How dare you? You know what? We're literally going to be sniffing. We're going to smell that.
That's incredible.
Fucking selfish, mate. Selfish, genuinely. We're selfish.
That's one of the only ways in which I think men have it worse than women is that other men in a toilet know when you need a shit.
Yeah.
Because you're in the line for the cubicle. And I have had people before that are so embarrassed in my life, that they're so embarrassed about having to take a shit, that they've insinuated that they're going to do drugs rather than have it be known that they're taking a shit. They'd rather people think
I'm not going to the
I'm not
toilet,
doing
mate.
shit.
I'm on the dicky. I've got IBS.
Only Dicky, I got his Dicky tummy.
I've just done the biggest dicky old Tom.
I got a white
Rest in
Dicky
peace
tummy.
to
All right,
Mikey
Peter the
Menace,
Menace.
what a boy. Anyway, yeah. So my point is, went to Oasis. It was brilliant, but I was too drunk.
Okay.
Too drunk.
To the point where you felt like you'd
missed bits, literally. A lot of people have been like, "Oh, the fireworks during Champagne Supernova," and I was just nodding along like,
yeah, man.
"Yep, probably."
I remember that, man.
I think I had my
What
eyes
you just-
closed for the whole song, to be honest with you. Anyway, and the other thing is, someone, because I'm an Arsenal fan, and obviously they're City fans, and they get the whole crowd to do. I apologise, I said this on the Patreon. They get the whole crowd to do a Poznan.
Yes.
People were saying to me, they were like, "Was that weird as an Arsenal fan having to do the Poznan like City fans?"
Right.
I was like, "What Poznan?" And then I didn't know what they were talking about. I didn't even know there'd been a Poznan. The whole stadium did a Poznan. I didn't notice, and I know this because friends of ours were up in the gods, and they actually got a picture of me and my mate right at the front of the standing section, and literally every other person is doing a Poznan, and we're completely oblivious, just jumping up and down, facing the front. Fucking beautiful.
You didn't want to do the Poznan. You didn't want to miss the live execution, so you were. I mean, is this like a? Do you think this will wear off? Do you need to top up the men's mental health?
I think I need to go again. I need to go again.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, if I can sort it for September, I will, if I can afford it. And then also, apparently they're doing Nebworth next year. But there were bits that we missed. Like, so my pal, right, he's fresh out of a relationship.
Okay.
And bless him, it was a really big thing for him. He's a huge Oasis fan. And he tried to say something really sweet to me, but it didn't really work. He was like, because obviously I'd got the tickets through work.
Yeah.
And we didn't realise we were going to be at the front. We didn't realise we got these tickets that got you to the front.
Right.
And he was just blown away. And he was saying to me, he was like, "Mate, thank you so much." He was like, and he's like, "It's all been worth it." I was like, "What do you mean?" He was like, "All your nights where you just went out and didn't get paid, and all the fucking hard work you've done through comedy, it's all been worth it." I was like, "What? Because I can support my family through comedy now." I was like, "No, because of this. It's worth you being a fucking cunt and missing birthdays and stuff."
Roger Federer would appreciate that backhanded compliment.
All that shit you do, all that stupid stuff you do on the
You've had a
internet, that's
fucking
worth
shit
it now
life.
because I'm here. But he's fresh out of a relationship,
Right.
and he's obviously excited, and
Okay.
it's, Oasis, and wow.
There's ladies there, some.
Well, this is
There's
it.
a couple.
This is it. So I'm fucking just facing forward, going mad, and it's the amazing
Eyes
thing-
closed, facing forward.
Well, every song, like just the riff. This is, and I was talking to a man in his 50s, but we were like, nowadays there's no riffs. Right. Now it's just computer sounds and death threats. Every song on the radio.
Amazing.
Yeah. Right. There's no riffs. Every song, there's a riff at the start, and you get excited before Liam even makes a noise.
Right.
Every song. So at the start of every song, I'm fucking yeah. And I think they started Slide Away.
Mm-hmm.
And I turn around to be like, Luke, fucking Slide Away. And I turn around, and he's just eating this girl's face
Woof.
on her. And this is early. This is early in the gig.
Have you noticed any flirtations before
No.
that?
No.
So this is big news for you.
He's just, and this girl's got him, and they're fucking on each other, tongue. Right? And I
He's
was like,
happy for this story to be told, obviously.
I don't care. Do what you got to do, right? Now, I would never bring this up unnecessarily. I don't care about this, but there's a reason that this is relevant. This was a larger lady.
Okay.
A larger lady.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Sure.
Slide Away's my favourite Oasis song.
Okay.
They played it at Cardiff, one of the first gigs of the tour. We're going to get to the subject in a minute. And they released it on Spotify, and they just sounded and that's when I was like, I have to go. I don't want to be at Glastonbury. That's not for me. I don't give a fuck about Mighty Hooper. Kneecap at Finsbury Park. You do you, brother. But I wanted to go. I couldn't get a ticket. But thanks, Jack. But anyway, I was like, this is for me. Slide Away's for me. This is my song.
You wanted to be there arm in arm.
I've gone to... Well, I don't really care. It's like, if you want to eat face, you eat face, and I'm going to enjoy Slide Away, right? And then I could hear him going, Jacob. And I'm like, fuck off, right? I'm really trying to get in the moment and enjoy this. I've turned down DMT for this. Fuck off.
Getting divorced for
I'm
this.
like, what do you want?
Right. What do you want?
I turn around.
Uh-huh.
He's being assisted by two other men because he's got this girl... And my mate, he's a very skinny scarecrow of a man.
Right.
And he's got her on his shoulders.
Okay.
And he's trying to get her up. And he's struggling. And I'm like, oh, fuck. And the two fellas are like, come on, mate.
What do they want you to do?
Help. Help get her up.
Well, you were all going to carry her, or what?
No, well, this is the thing. So I'm like, oh, fuck, Slide Away. Fine. Turn around, help get her up. We get her up on his shoulders. And it's almost like we've got a tent up and we all just walk away like, right.
I was going to say, like, there's obviously the bit where you're deadlifting her up. That's
where it's just
you're spotting on that bit. Then when you spot someone, you don't walk away when they've got the full extension.
No, but I'm not in the fucking gym. And
no, I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying it's not. He
take me there.
Yeah.
All I know is you could. So I don't want to be fucking spotting someone on their fucking PB for deadlift. So we get her up. And he's sort of, and we go, right, all done. I'm going to get there for, what for? Turn around, collapses, face first into the floor. Genuinely, he thinks he's broken a rib.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, but Slide Away. And she's in a bad way.
Of course she is. She's fallen off from a great height.
Get her up.
Right.
And I'm like, are you all right? She's
you
like,
come from a screen rock?
No, fucking no. That did happen. But I was like, no, she's fine. And I'll go back for fucking take me there. And I'll just leave him on the floor, fucking idiot.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then, no, what fuck? And I'm trying to fucking enjoy myself. And then I can hear him again go, Jacob. And I'm like, fuck off. Turn around. He's trying to get up again. Just put her down. Also,
I think I've got a couple of ribs left. I just want to get them done and all.
Cannot stress enough, we're at the front. She can see.
She's taller than him.
See. Yeah, she was taller than him.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. So yeah, anyway, so men's mental health fix. Don't need to kill Axel Rubicardo. I'm having a good time now. And on the subject of having a good time, we are going to get into the 100th episode. Now, for the first time, we always prepare clips for this, and for the first time, you've said, let me do it.
Yeah, leave this with me.
Because you've now, I've said to you since the start, and I'm going to make a little guess of what we're doing.
Yeah.
I've said to you from the start that one day I want to do nonce hunting.
Yes.
And I don't think you're going to disappoint me on what is kind of my
birthday.
birthday.
I do have a surprise for you, yeah. I do have a surprise for you in episode 100. What you've always said, nonce hunting, right? It's always been your dream topic.
I want to do the bald nonce.
You've always wanted to do the bald nonce, been your dream topic. So, this week, on Screen Rot, for episode 100, as a special edition to celebrate this rancid little podcast, we will be looking at Jacob Hawley.
What do you mean?
Jacob Hawley. We're doing clips from Jacob Hawley. Ryan, play the jingle. Go fuck yourself. But before we get into the topic of today's episode, Jacob, I need to ask you something.
Yeah.
Have you ever felt like you've been watched on the internet?
All the time. Somebody watching me.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you know what happens. You're talking about being bald with your missus, you're worried about going bald. Next thing you know, you're getting adverts for hair transplant clinics in Turkey.
Guilty as charged.
Well, the partner for this week's episode, Surfshark VPN, can stop all that right away and get you browsing privately.
That'd be good.
Not only that, you can get browsing privately on multiple devices with their VPN.
Perfect.
So that's phone, tablet, laptop, all of that good stuff. Now, when you've started browsing privately using their Surfshark VPN, you can also use their Surfshark Search browser for a clean and private browsing experience, which is ideal for me because I'm like constantly searching for listings for beachfront property in Romford. So that's something I really need.
You want to do it clean?
I want to do it clean. Surfshark VPN isn't just for us either.
No.
It's not just for us. It's for our listeners as well. They can get access to a risk-free 30-day money-back guarantee now. They can go to surfshark.com/screenrot or use the code SCREENROT at checkout for 4 extra months.
That's amazing.
4 extra months of Surfshark VPN for our listeners with the code SCREENROT. Go and get it now.
I'm still hoping that there's going to be a turn.
Oi, get on this.
Talk about the bald nonce.
Jacob Hawley is one of the most versatile and talented or desperate content creators there's ever been. That's my oi, get on this. Off the back of a 20-minute long intro. The first episode we ever did on Big John was 35 minutes long in total. This one, we're almost 3/4 of the way there to that total. We haven't even got to the subject yet, and I'm not sure we'll be spending much time on him if this guy gets his way.
Well,
How comfortable are you with this? How ready are you for this?
I'm not ready at all because you said you got a surprise, and I've genuinely prepped stuff on the bald nonce.
Let's do that now.
I've got some notes. Okay, do you want to?
Go on.
I'm up for it. The bald nonce. The bald nonce, and people will be aware of who he is.
Yeah.
Right now, obviously, you have to top line all of this with the fact he, at the very least, had paedophile intentions.
Yeah.
I don't know what he ended up in jail. I don't know whether he did actually get charged with that or trying to whatever. You have to say he's a paedophile.
Mm-hmm.
He's a paedophile. Yeah. I think it's
From Stevenage as well, right? Or Hitchin?
he was working at the Morrisons in Letchworth. I have on good authority, but I believe from that area. Yeah. He's clearly a vulnerable man in some way,
Yeah.
which is the difficult thing that I think a lot of people have with these kind of paedophile hunter videos is that in many cases, the paedophiles or the people accused of paedophilia have either a visible disability or some kind of learning difficulty. Does that mean they should be allowed to do what they're doing? Absolutely not. Does
Yeah.
it mean it's kind of maybe a failing of the care system?
Yeah.
That no one has stopped them from doing this already before the thugs get involved?
So far, by the way, everything you've said could be applicable to you and the bald nonce.
Well,
so
this
this is
I'm about
fine.
to say. In that moment where he's accosted by the pedo hunters and he's trying to talk his way out of it and his world is collapsing and he's trying desperately to wriggle out of trouble.
Yeah.
I genuinely believe there is a bald nonce in all of us. And that is why it is the one that everyone knows. That is why it's the pedo catcher clip that everyone will share because, like, I am sorry, I know he's a paedophile.
Yeah.
I know he's bald.
Yeah.
I know he's weird. There is a bit of you that goes, I've felt like that.
Yeah, I've tried to wriggle out of stuff.
No, or even just
Not
when
pedo stuff.
Just when he's like, thanks for this, ruined my holiday. Like,
Do you think that-
we've all had a moment where you're like, oh, what, you're doing this to me on a Saturday, are you?
Yeah.
I mean, me and my missus, when I woke her up from the nap before the Oasis gig, and she started having a go at me, like, oh, right, you're doing this before Oasis, are you? Thanks for this, ruined my trip to Wembley.
Luke's got 4 broken ribs. I think that
Thanks for this.
if we were to draw an analogy between this podcast and pedo hunter videos, I think you are the pedo and I'm the pedo hunters.
Yes.
Because, like you say, you've crossed the line. You've crossed the line. You hold your hands up on that sometimes. Every so often.
I says I'm sorry.
He says, but that's the thing. You do say you're sorry.
I made a genuine general mistake.
You often make genuine general mistakes. And I think the difference between me and the pedo hunters is that the pedo hunters, they're angry. They're really angry.
They
right?
want to kill him.
They want to kill him.
They want to.
And I want to kill you. Not because you're a pedo. Again, I can't stress that enough. But I want to kill you.
I mean, this is not many people will know the bald nonce clips as well as I do. But there's a woman in the background who keeps going, "Game over, mate. Game over." And I think that's what you want to shout at me sometimes. Turn the mics off. Game over, mate. Game over.
Game over, yeah. Or like the pub landlady in the Jack Routh video where he drops a pint of Guinness on the pool table. Could you be any more of a dickhead? But no, I'm like the nonce hunters. But unlike them, there is nothing the bald nonce can say to calm them down or to make them feel sorry for him. But with you, I often come in quite hot, like the nonce hunters do. But then you go like, I made a genuine mistake. I hold my hands up. I says I'm sorry, and then we get to a kind of rapprochement,
and we can move forward.
We can move forward.
We can enjoy our
and I won't report you to the Metropolitan Police.
I guess the difference is, as much as I annoy you, I'm not trying to fuck kids. And I guess again, you can't really stress.
You
that
can't stress that enough.
Nonsense.
No, he is trying to fuck kids.
He was apprehended whilst trying to sleep with a kid. Yeah, which and I know I've said some stuff.
Yeah, sure.
I've said some stuff.
You've confessed to crimes famously.
I'm not trying to.
If you confess to that crime on the podcast, then I think I would.
Yeah, no, you know what? If you want to call it a day, if you want to get game over, mate. Yeah, I'm nicked.
We are not getting stickers made of "I'm trying to fuck kids," are we?
Jesus Christ! It's someone's first episode. You know what? People have been recommending the Screen Rock podcast. I don't even know who are they. I've never heard of these. Episode 100. You know what? I'll dip in. We're not going to make any stickers with "fuck kids" on it.
Henry from Walthamstow told me it's almost like a kind of sociological thing. These guys, bit of humour thrown in there, but it's really about how we live today. I think actually, that is the vibe that we have, and over the years. Well, years we've been doing fucking hell.
Well, we've been working together for 10 years,
right?
But then we've been doing this for 2 years.
Yeah, and across that time, I've obviously come to appreciate you as a friend, as a business partner, but as a
business partner, as crazy.
As a content, God's sake. If you'd have kind of crystal balled me 3 years ago, you'll be running a small business with Jacob Hawley, I would have found a gun. Then I would have bought a gun from a lad on the local estate.
No, you have to stop talking about killing yourself.
Why do I have to stop doing that?
Someone said to us on one of our comments the other day, they were like, really love the pod, guys, but please get Jake to stop talking about.
And as I said to you then, you are in control of whether I stop doing that or not. You can choose. Your actions dictate whether I.
So it's my fault because I think we should kill Axel Rubicardo.
So went a long way away name-wise.
Rubicardo. Anyway,
but as a business partner, as a friend, but as a content creator, I've come to appreciate you as well, right? And almost this is a kind of, as we've always said, we don't just want to punch down on this podcast. We desperately try not to do that. Our first ever episode was about Big John. We were very loving about that. We still love him today. We love him more, right?
And I think more so now, and it's not for any kind of like punch up, punch down, blah, blah, blah. Just purely because it's like, if we just sat here slagging people off every week, it'd be boring and I'd feel miserable. I do try and find the light in people and I do try and find things. And like even last episode, Joseph Valente, mate, the king of procrastination, the only businessman not doing any fucking business. And, he's bankrupt, but he can pay for a parking.
Yeah. VIP parking.
Yeah.
So, and that's what I'm going to try and do today, because people would say, and they've said to me as well, this guy Jacob Hawley, he's evil. He should be locked up in Broadmoor, or at least kind of kicked out of the country. But I would say no. Let's look back over the course of his arc as a narrative, as a content creator, and let's see what we can see. I mean,
I can't believe this is actually going to be. This is your life.
This is your life. This is your rock
for losers.
And the first thing that I want to talk us through is a bit of SponCon you did for Durex way back when, in association with Lad Bible.
Yeah, so I was, and I mean, I as a Lost Mary addicted, hair transplanted, faux working class, Reebok wearing arsehole. Would you believe I used to work with Lad Bible quite a lot?
And I mean, this is incredible how this came to pass, because there's a bit of context. And I think you've talked about this before. Rather than like just before kind of influencers were a thing and you could just pay someone with 500,000 followers to advertise your thing, they would instead kind of give Lad Bible an unseemly amount of money to make little Louis Theroux-esque kind of games or documentaries about stuff with quite high production values to advertise a product.
Mate, the amount of cameras they had, honestly.
Oh, wow.
For every shoot.
You
that
love
we
cameras,
did.
right?
Well,
What are you talking about?
Well,
How many?
mate, you felt like you were going to war. They just had these like big, heavy-duty plastic boxes full of fucking cameras and microphones. Also, it was like, yeah. So I got involved basically because content was so much in its early days,
Right?
that they didn't know who to put in front of the camera. There wasn't the influencers and content creators and viral, machines of people that just churn out stuff to put in front of the camera. So they were like, we just need someone who can be funny. And I think they just saw me at like a small comedy club.
Right.
And they were like, right, we can use that guy. And indeed, I've just seen the lady who's in this clip as well.
Yes.
Another, I think, kind of former comedian now called Kelly Convey. But it's important to say as well, and I'm not saying this in any way a disparaging way. I still know these guys, still work with these guys sometimes, and I really love these guys. They didn't know who to have behind the cameras.
Right.
And this was something quite interesting about I did loads of this kind of like content stuff at the time, which now would be a massive deal. If I was doing like loads of Lad Bible content now, A, money, B, the potential reach of that content and what that could do for my numbers, amazing. At the time, didn't have any numbers.
No.
So I didn't have. I wasn't trying to sell a tour. I only had like 10 minutes of fucking material.
Right.
But so behind the camera, they didn't know who to have, but there weren't like ready-made production companies who they could just hire in. To know
what to
Unilad
do.
or Lad Bible, the broadcaster. They hire the production company to make it and then put us in front of the cameras. So Lad Bible, I don't know how this happened. The whole creative team and the video team was staffed by battle rappers. Have I told you this before?
No.
This is 100% true. So it must.
What, like the Don't Flop guys or whatever?
It was literally the Don't Flop guys. It was literally, because Don't Flop was like content. It was filmed.
Yeah.
And so they got a guy called Liam,
Right.
who was one of the founders.
Who was also a battle rapper.
I don't think he's ever done battle rap, right? But then they obviously, there's so much money, there's so much to film. They were like, get a fucking crew.
Yeah.
And Don't Flop was a kind of 1 or 2 camera operation. So he just hired the rappers. So there was a guy called Freddy Krueger. There was a guy called Bam.
They used those names on set.
It was just Krueger. Yeah, of course his real name's Frederick, but
What's your real name? Nathan.
I think Bam's name
I'm
was.
not going to call you
Bam.
Freddy Krueger.
I don't know, but they're like, and so like I'd end up like doing these shoot days with these people, or in some cases, and I assume we're going to get
weeks.
to this.
Yeah.
We go to the Bahamas, or we go to Kentucky,
Yeah.
right? And there's downtime. They just start rapping. I didn't know where I was. It's like, sorry, I've been doing comedy for 2 years. I mainly do 5-minute sets above pubs to nobody.
Yeah.
And now I'm in the Bahamas
With Freddy Krueger.
with Freddy Krueger the rapper. And he can improvise songs about The Simpsons.
No,
and he just do
nice.
that
Yeah.
sometimes.
How do you feel about improvised rap?
These people still hire me.
Okay, well, let me put it in. Who's the
lad?
lad that like? There's a couple of comedians that do it where it's like, give me 3 words or whatever, and it's like,
I
shoes,
saw one of them.
peanut butter, and then it's like
Well,
a
so here's the
bibbidi
thing.
bobbidi.
Do you know a comedian called Doc Brown?
Yeah.
And he sort of does that.
Right, improvised rap. I think all improv is bad improv. I think
that too, but then I do think we are currently the #1 improv podcast.
I still don't know how that happened. I think I must
it.
have done it accidentally. I think it was like I had to put 2 categories maybe.
Which is quite funny. So basically, when you categorize your podcast on like Apple or Spotify or whatever, you have to say what it is. And obviously, the first thing we said is comedy, and then at some point,
right wing issues.
Well, yeah, basically. For fans of Liam Tufts. What's your date of birth?
For fans of Lawrence Fox.
But you must have put improv. But what's quite funny is obviously improv, and I explain this. There might be people who don't realise, but like improv is when actors, sort of stand in front of an audience and go, right, guys, we're just going to improvise based on your suggestions. Someone give me a town. They go, Luton. And they go, and give us an activity. Gardening. And where are we? Mariachi dancers. Oh, we're doing the gardening in Luton. Right?
That's funnier than most of the improv.
But what's funny is where we're categorised as that, I don't think this happens very often, but every now and then there might be like improv fans who found this podcast
looking for the Cambridge Footlights.
Well, but they've probably assumed that we are ex-Footlights actors who are doing this as a scene.
Yeah.
Someone's gone, right,
Be a bald
where
cunt.
are they from? Stevenage. What are they? Arseholes. And what are they talking about? Social media. Right, get on this.
What are they talking about? Executing prisoners live on TV.
Let's do the post that. They'll think that whole Oasis thing was made up.
Yeah.
They'll think we've gone really deep.
These guys and each other so well.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. So these battle rappers, they're staffing the thing. Are they giving you instructions in battle rap? Jacob, stand by the camera. Don't make me hold that thing for November.
It was just bad. But my point is, it's like what might seem like a slick operation.
Yes.
Because it doesn't.
As with all stuff in new media, it's some bloke called Liam getting his mates to hold the cameras. That's always what it is.
And so basically, it's like we may well go on to critique and look at some of the stuff I did with them. Bear in mind, it was an idiot in front of the camera. It was some battle rappers behind the camera, and for some reason, KFC had given them 500 grand.
Yeah, to make it. So let's look at this first one because, like, again,
I didn't get 500 grand. I'm just saying that
this
was
is
the budget. For
germane. It is germane to the flow of content and the content that we've ended up speaking about and how you've entered into that world rather than this. But this is not that long ago. But this feels
This is 7
old.
years ago. I think.
But still, it feels like it's from a different generation. So this is Jacob and a comedian called Kelly Convey. They're doing a shoot for Durex and they're having to play a little game.
So how many people actually do carry condoms?
Unilag and Durex have sent us to find out. We're competing with each other throughout the day to see which one of us can drop the most condoms in people's pockets.
We're going to make sure that everyone's protected, and at the same time, we're going to find out
I'm just
how many
staring.
people take HIV and AIDS as seriously.
I'm just staring.
We're going to find out how many people take HIV and AIDS as seriously as they should. Excuse me, sir. Do you take HIV and AIDS as seriously as you should? No, I don't actually. Okay, thanks.
Also, for anyone listening,
Let's go back and watch that
we
again.
are outside Stratford Station.
And so this again, you're early in your content
so
career.
young.
You do look incredibly young.
I'm trying to work out when this, because I was definitely with my ex-girlfriend, so it was at least 8 years ago, I think.
And so this is, let's watch it again.
So I was 25. I look about 17.
Condoms in people's pockets. We're going to make sure that everyone's protected, and at the same time, we're going to find out how many people take HIV and AIDS as seriously as they should.
Cut to Jacob Hawley stood outside Stratford Station with some headphones in, which he's receiving kind of candid camera style instructions
In rap. It's all rhyming. See how many people you can see and then approach them and ask about HIV. Jacob, at the end of this shoot, if you want to get paid, go to people and talk about AIDS. Thanks, Mr. Kruger. Oh, fuck me.
Should we watch a little bit of you actually trying to drop them?
Oh, man, I was so bad at this.
So, I mean, this is my worst nightmare.
She looks like she's a train driver from.
Can I explain to people?
Yeah,
sure. Basically, the game was, it was called reverse pickpocket.
Makes no sense whatsoever.
It's nonsense, and I don't want to criticise the lads because, again, I still know. I assume you would have got this from Chris Goods, who made it, who produced and directed it. But the game was we had to get a Durex condom, and it's like reverse pickpocket. So sneak up to someone, sneak it into either their bag or their pocket, and there's no. These are real people.
Oh, right, okay.
And we're at Stratford Station.
I was going to ask about that.
We're at Stratford Station. You will get killed.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those who London's dangerous. You will get fucking murdered at Stratford. I've got a J Hus t-shirt on. I think he's chased people around with machetes. There is not there's not a tiny chance that I would have put something in J Hus's hood and he would have turned around and knifed me.
Also, I was trying to think.
I'm not profiling there. He does knife.
He does knife.
Listen to the album. He does
knife. I think we can safely say that about J Hus.
And I like it.
I was trying to think what's my kind of tactics here, because big bloke getting caught slipping a condom in his pocket, you could get lamped before you have a chance to explain that you're treating HIV and AIDS very seriously. Slipping a condom into a woman's bag, Also, not ideal.
Yeah, somewhat problematic.
Officer,
Some
please,
some
officer.
idiot in a
I'm doing.
North Face jacket. Oh, don't worry, I'm only sneaking the condom in your bag, my darling, because I'd like to talk to you about HIV and AIDS.
Can I trust me?
There's a camera over there. Where? Oh, please.
Kelly.
Oh, fuck, they're rapping again. You see those two lads rapping with a prayer? I promise you they're filming this. I promise you, I'm not just. I'm not. Have you ever had AIDS? Fuck me.
Please, Mr. Officer, let us play our trade. We're here to tell people in Stratford about AIDS.
Oh,
But
Dawdy.
oh, Dawdy. But like you say, this is the early days. I think I remember you getting this. And we were
Yeah.
buzzing, obviously.
Yeah.
This
I
was
think it was
amazing.
$1,000. I think I got paid $1,000.
Yeah, it's like a huge thing. What is the experience like being on that set? Because like you kind
You're
of
shitting yourself.
Yeah, right.
This is the thing. There are people now who their content is being. I mean, like that Jack Jones, who we
Yeah,
covered
yeah,
once.
yeah.
You know, the prankster
Yeah.
guy. He'd be amazing at this.
Yeah.
Like,
Because he's got no dignity.
well, but I don't want to criticize because I found this incredible. I mean, even like at the start, Kelly. I mean, the other comedian who's doing this with me, Kelly, she was amazing. She's like a her job, like she had an amazing life before comedy. She was ever so slightly older than me. I think she was 30 at the time, and I
Right.
remember that being like a big deal to me. I was like, oh my god, she's 30.
Right.
But she owned a house. She'd done loads.
She
Worked,
had a really good job, didn't she? What did she do?
she worked in like sales, like corporate sales for TV.
Really good at
But
it.
then prior to becoming a comedian, she'd been like a wine writer.
Yeah.
It's literally, she was just an alcoholic. She wouldn't mind me saying. She
Right.
genuinely got sacked for being pissed on the job as a wine writer.
Right.
Became a comedian and did what all of us did. It started as like an open mic comedian, just doing jokes in pubs. But she was so like adult and business minded about it. She's like, I'm not fucking doing this for ages. So she signed with like one of the biggest agents in the country.
She got really, really good, really, really
Yeah.
quickly.
But because she approached it like an adult,
Yeah.
she didn't just bum around in pubs like I was. She was
Yeah.
like, I'm not fucking doing this for life. So she signed, like I say, she signed with the biggest agent in the country. I imagine they saw her and were like, wow, she's good. Should we have a meeting? And I reckon she signed them. I reckon she went in, like, right, what are you going to do for me then, you little fucking idiot? What, 15%? You'll be lucky, right? And she's from like Chatham in Kent.
Right.
So she's got that real like go-getter thing. But you can see that when she's talking to the camera here, she's like, "We're here with Durex." Like
She was kind of
she's
ready-made,
animated
right?
and
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
good. Whereas I'm staring at the camera like, "We are gonna put condoms in bags and hopefully no one will murder me."
Yeah, let's. I'll get Ryan to put that up. Yeah, look at that.
I'm just staring at the camera. I don't know what I'm doing.
I'm here with Jacob, who's recently been released after 7 years.
I look like a child. I didn't know
You
what I
do
was
look
doing.
very
And then we put them in the bags, and people go, "What the fuck are you doing to my bag?" And we go, "No, there's a camera. We're here to talk about Durex and AIDS." And they'd be like, "Huh?" And then they go, "Right, cheers, see ya." And then they got what they wanted, apparently.
That was that. I think that we can move on as well to the next bit of content.
Oh dear. Is this Oh, so this is in America.
This is in America. This is
Lordy.
now a bit of setup required here. Jacob and Kelly have been so they must have liked you as a pair after that first thing.
Well, I'm trying to run back the timings in my head. I think the first thing we did together, Durex wasn't the first thing we did.
Oh, it wasn't.
They sent us to Barcelona to compete in a.
In a poker
No,
tournament.
I don't know. Yeah, we did a load of stuff together.
Anyway,
I can't remember what
by
came
this point,
first.
you're a pair, and you've this was a piece of SponCon for KFC, and the the concept is that before running KFC, this is real like advert man on coke, Don Draper kind of like spitballing.
It's
vibe.
kind of ChatGPT.
It is.
Well.
It is ChatGPT before ChatGPT. Before running KFC, the Colonel had a number of jobs. He was in the
Yes.
army. He's in the. What was he?
He was a farmer.
He was a farmer. He worked at a petrol station. Blah blah
Yes,
blah.
yeah.
And so they send inexplicably Jacob Kelly, and it turns out a load of battle rappers to Kentucky to do these jobs, right? And it's like that the marketing execs at KFC parted with money for this is incredible. And
Well,
so-
what was funny is there was a guy from KFC there,
supervising.
sort of watching where the money was going.
KFC Britain, is that? Or KFC?
Yeah,
Oh, so he's
yeah.
flown over with you from... Wow.
Yeah, the client.
The client's
I mean,
on the job.
What was amazing with these things, and it's interesting, is like the Cambridge Analytica thing
Killed it.
was what killed it.
Because it was all Facebook views, right?
It was all Facebook views, and as part of the Cambridge Analytica scandal, I mean, I don't know whether you want to explain that. I don't really understand it.
I think basically they came upon a data set that showed that Facebook was basically lying about the number of views that things got.
And that had a political impact as well, didn't it?
Yeah, because it made people feel like they were like, well, it was like, why is it? It was basically disguising the depth of right-wing feeling in the country, because they were actually really good at piping the views to the people that wanted to hear about Brexit and all of that kind of stuff. On the other side of things, advertisers were being kind of forced to pay, or the clients of advertisers being forced onto Facebook going, look, this video got 10 million views, this video got 10 million views, and they weren't. They were getting like a tenth of those views, if that.
Yeah.
And it's almost like, how can anyone look at this piece of content of two relatively unknown comedians?
Oh, relative is not the word.
Right.
Relative is not the word. I didn't have an agent at the time.
Right.
There was like an agent who was kind of interested in me, but signed Fern Brady instead. Not the worst business decision you've ever made, Chris Quayle. I'll tell you that, mate. Fair fucks, brother. But I remember like, and it's before, it's like a year before I signed with like my first proper agent, Avalon. I'd get offered, can we fly you to Kentucky? Are you up for running around with a gun and being in the army?
Can I refer you to my agent, please?
But it's a real thing of like.
Were you doing a Gary Gunn?
Someone has to check if this is all right.
Right.
And God bless him. I remember that Chris Quayle guy. So he's a really good comedy manager, agent guy.
Right.
And I was like, do you want to sign me? And he was like, I don't think so. And I was like, could you just help me with a contract anyway, mate? And God bless him, he did. Without taking a cut, he had a quick read and was like, you're going to be all right. It's probably good.
Yeah,
take the money, man. But no one knew who the fuck I was.
There's so many people sat around in Soho going, God, I missed out on the Jake Farrell suicide mission. Do you know what I mean? Thank fuck.
You could have sold Dignitas.
You
could have sold Dignitas.
Excuse me, love, I've been offered this contract. I know you're not formally my client.
You approach your people in Stratford being like, if I tell you about my life, you tell me if you want to kill yourself.
Are you taking killing yourself seriously? So that's the context for the content. And it's kind of like, it is like quite a documentary-ish feel as opposed to a comedy video.
Yeah.
And in this part of I watched all 26 minutes last night.
God bless you. I'm so sorry. I thought you were watching paedophile hunters. I genuinely would have worried about your mental health less if you'd watched the bald nonce for half an hour rather than me fucking advertising KFC.
I was thinking, we can't do the bald nonce. That's disgusting. And then when I started watching the KFC SponCon, I wished we were.
There is a bit of warmth to the bald nonce, isn't there?
So this is Jacob and Kelly, and this is the bit where they're pretending to be in the army with an African-American drill sergeant.
Oh, I forgot.
There are several things you have to concern yourself about when you're breaching and clearing, okay?
Frank Spencer vibes.
Is that if you get the right intel, you know about how many people's in the home.
Okay.
Roger that?
Roger that.
Guy back there, he's making...
I'm glad you paused.
Fuck me.
I'm not acting there.
No.
So we, for audio listeners, we've stopped on a still of me staring at this man holding a gun.
Yes.
And I'm holding a gun. I look fucking terrified.
Yes.
Like the look on my face of like brow furrowed, like, huh? That is not because I'm playing the character of being scared of the drill sergeant.
No.
That's because I'm 25 years old.
Yes.
I'm in Kentucky.
Yes.
I'm holding a real gun. This guy is telling me what to do. Somehow, this is trying to sell a fucking mega bucket. Someone's going to buy a boneless box deal.
I've just watched this Twinkie-looking guy be scared in front of an African-American drill sergeant. Do you know what I could do with? A Zinger Tower burger.
Well, so here's the thing about the African-American drill sergeant, who you're watching, who's like, the idea is he's like beasting us. Do you know what I mean? The idea was, it's like, they said to us, they were like, I hope you're ready for this day, guys. It's going to be a hard day. This guy's going to fucking drill you hard. He's going to bollock you. You'll have noticed a little bit of this already. He could barely breathe. Like,
if Luke picked him up at the Oasis gig,
it's
fair to say he wouldn't have any ribs left.
If he'd have tried to pick up the gun at the Oasis gig, he wasn't getting back up again, right? He was also, and I say this with all due respect, fucking gay.
Was he?
Oh my God. I don't think...
He was camp.
I think they might have made a mistake when casting him, because I think he might have been like, I'm a real drill sergeant. I'm going to put these boys through their steps. I think he's a stripper. I think he was a stripper.
Right.
I think he was a gay stripper.
Right.
Honestly, he was fucking camp as anything, really fun, liked me, would you believe, brother? Right? But he wasn't like, hard, make you guys run.
Oh, they wanted like Full Metal Jacket.
I think they might have hired a stripper.
But they got Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah, exactly. But also, like we're running around this kind of like model village of you know, traditional Southern American houses. So all of them have got a porch that goes up steps. Every time he climbed up the steps of the porch, he'd have to stop for breath. And even now, you could hear him speaking. He's like,
let's watch a little bit more of Jacob.
Yeah.
The terrible twink clearing the house.
the terrible twink.
Meth. He has 2 dogs. Their vocal cords are cut, so they can't bark. You can't hear them.
He's cut their vocal cords.
Yes, this has happened.
Bastard.
You will kick open the door. You will come up on several rooms.
Yeah.
You will clear these rooms as best as possible to locate where this individual is. You ever kicked in the door before?
I was a kid and I had a tantrum once. I kicked my door on my bedroom.
That's all right, isn't it?
It's got real Theresa May vibes to it. What's the naughtiest thing you've ever done? I had a tantrum once. Kicked the door in my bedroom. Didn't notice he didn't say kicked it off its hinges. Just kicked it. Was it a roundhouse or what did you do?
What, would I kick my door?
Yeah. You didn't mule kick it, did you?
I mule kicked, yeah. It would have been a mule kick. I've always enjoyed
You always been a mule kicker?
I mule kicked my sister once.
How do you line up a mule kick with your sister? You go, just stand there for me.
You get on all fours and
Yeah,
you
I
kind
know.
of...
We've been through what a mule kick
Yeah,
is
fair,
famously, but I'm saying, how do you get her to wait in one place? Would you sneak up behind
well,
her?
I mean, I think this is how it happened. You have to wait behind a door because obviously, if you're in position to mule kick, she's not going to just stand in front of you, is she?
No.
So if you know she's coming, you get in front of the door, and as soon as she walks in, you mule kick her. But I think what happened
When was the last time you spoke to your sister?
yeah, I mean, genuinely, I haven't. It's ruined our family. Thanks, mate. But I think I missed her and just hit the door and broke that.
Oh,
instead.
incredible. So, I mean, what I want to stress here is like, I think looking back on it, it's all very well me cracking up at you, improvising lines about kicking doors with a possibly gay stripper fake drill sergeant in Kentucky.
What a life.
But what I think is it reflects on content of our generation as well. It's like you and Kelly were and are really funny. And on both of these occasions, the format and the concept is like prohibiting you from being funny. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
did you feel that as you were doing it? Being like, how do I get...
Well, I didn't know what to do. I like that's a kind of like I knew that the funny thing in that situation is for me to be pathetic while he's being strong, but he wasn't being strong enough. Do you know what I mean? He was really. You could tell he's taken a lot of time between sentences. That's not to try and like have some kind of aura. He was really out of breath. Like he was really struggling here. I think he'd had a big night the night before. I think he'd been dancing.
It definitely has that vibe where he's like turned up. He's got like 10 costumes in his boot. He's got like drill sergeant.
This man has slit a dog's throat. You're gonna kick down the door.
What's your name, boy? Anyone ever told you look like a lovely little girl, boy?
You want to sit on my lap for a moment? I'm really struggling. Can we take a break?
I don't really want to look at Kelly no more. She ain't what I'm
There's a
into.
reason she was at the back. He didn't want to fucking speak to her. He had no interest in her, and she's a gorgeous woman. But
oh my god, it's so good.
Yeah.
So that was your kind of early period Hawley, I would say. And as we've
like this wasn't like a direction I deliberately took with like I don't want to make this because who gives a fuck about what I used to do, but like it wasn't that I was like 2 years into comedy, spotted the way the internet was going and went right, I'll start doing content. I'd have been a smart fucker
both
if I
famously
had.
didn't do that.
No, and I wasn't sticking with this. I wasn't, being smart and going, right, make a YouTube, make a Facebook, get people to come to my... I wasn't doing anything. It just fell into my lap and I just took it while I could. Didn't know how to capitalize it whatsoever.
No.
I should have been in all the comments on Facebook being like, hey, if you've enjoyed this, follow me.
Mm-hmm.
I was ignoring the comments because they were horrible.
But then I suppose like that was a bit before COVID. Then by the time COVID came, you were up and running.
Yeah.
You were a fully fledged comedian at that
I was a
point.
club comic.
But it was still that neck of the woods, wasn't it? Yeah, it wasn't like it was like proper comedy and not necessarily focused on online content.
No. I've always mainly focused on live. I've done bits and bobs of scripts and writing in the past. I've done a little bit of like dare say journalism, but I mean, not again. It was just like I pitched an idea for a podcast about drugs to the BBC, and purely because of BBC editorial policy, I had to make. It's a show called Jacob Hawley on Drugs, and I wanted to make like a really funny, stupid show about drugs, but you can't joke about drugs on the BBC. So
Right.
I had to make it serious
Louis
and
Theroux
journalistic in places and a bit Louis Theroux style. Yeah, so I did that for a bit. That opened up. Don't do it as much anymore. Used to write for the Metro a bit, and I've done other bits of writing, like journalistic writing and other, but like there was never any plan to any of it.
No. And
All I wanted to do is tell jokes on the stage, and so really like, and I could see what you're about to bring up, and I think this was filmed in 2023.
yeah, it's not that long ago. Yeah, there's a
but
bit of a
even at
gap.
this point, we'd only just started Screen Rot, and I was and am a comedy club comedian. I go to comedy clubs on Fridays and Saturday nights when no one knows who I am and just tell jokes for 20 minutes and people forget who I am afterwards.
Yeah. But well, I don't know though. You are not so much anymore. But this is a show that you got cast in. It was on Channel 4 online, I think, was it?
Mm.
And I remember I got the call as well, see if I was interested in
I
it.
remember, yeah.
And I would definitely would have done it, but I think they would have struggled to get two white cat lads called with a derivative of Jake in their name from Stevenage.
There's a reason you and I have never worked together on anything like professional.
Yeah.
It's because it's like in terms of like diversity quotas, like it's not just two straight white guys. We're the same man.
Yeah. At least Mike and Vittorio are from different parts of the island of Ireland. You know what I mean? We're from the same town. So this is a show where the concept was, and I remember when they were like ringing me up to see whether I wanted to do it, and I was like kind of saying yes, I would do it. It sounded fucking terrifying. Where a comedian is dropped in a social situation with members of the public and forced to do stand-up. Again, it is slightly Don Draper after one too many old fashions in the afternoon. I'm not exactly sure what the point of it is, but this is Jacob, and he's in an escape room. And he's about to deliver comedy to unsuspecting members of the public.
Out of, like skinny jeans or an unhappy marriage.
Stand-up's quite difficult. There's not room for people who want to be there.
I think my tactics for this will
I
be...
hated standing there.
Bang, 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 bang.
Yeah, you can tell you're not
Imagine if you
enjoying.
found out this was your thing. Yeah, like you were like really into the escape room circuit.
Enough chit-chat. First up, it's Jacob Hall.
He's going in.
He's scouting them out.
I've seen that face before.
Just quickly, give me a cheer if you live in London.
That's good. So they really hate you from the off.
I live in London. I don't own where I live because I'm in my 20s, and obviously that's the rule.
this is
When I
quick.
first
I
moved to
can't
London, I didn't realise how difficult it was to buy property.
Why the fuck is he talking about housing?
He's not interested at
This
all.
is the worst I've ever felt.
So I went to the bank.
Oh,
right,
mate,
walked
I
up
didn't
to the
know you did
desk,
this to me,
chipper as
so I felt
anything.
really horrible.
I said to the guy, I was like, "You right, mate? I'm looking to buy myself a house in London."
Yeah.
And he laughed.
So,
There's one bit I want to
walked
get
out of the
to.
bank with what's known as a help to buy ISA. Well, if you don't know what that is, that means for the next 36 years, I'm going to give that bank £200 a month in the hope that one day they give me a skip in Essex.
Yeah.
If you're my age and you own a house in London, it means that you've got a help to buy granddad.
Good gag.
Yeah.
I was having a bad gig in Romford. You know you're having a bad gig when most of the room are shouting.
Now, this guy is about to tell you to like fuck off, isn't he?
Yeah, so again, to kind of frame what's actually happening here, the premise of this video is that you have to do stand-up in unexpected places.
Yes.
So the thing with us is they were like, we're going to put you in an escape room. People there think you're just there to do an escape room with them and that Channel 4 are just filming people do escape rooms, but you have to do stand-up comedy to them. With the KFC stuff, it's like they have to do some mad, like, here's how we, send them to Kentucky.
Right.
Because they're trying to sell chicken. There was no reason to do this. Channel 4 could have just gone, let's get 3 comedians who we think are good at stand-up comedy and let them do stand-up comedy. Rather than an escape room, they could have put us on, like, I don't know, a stage with a microphone and an audience who want to hear what we're saying. Instead, they made it this mad challenge, which, like, it makes you look shit. And the reason the content would be funny is not you doing well and making the people laugh.
It's because you look shit.
It's because you look shit.
And when you're using this content to try and make people come and watch you do stand-up comedy, looking like you're shit at stand-up comedy is not ideal.
Fucking horrible. I'm honestly, I feel sick watching this.
You'd rather be watching the bald nonce, wouldn't you?
I'd rather be watching Axel Rubicardo with the fucking button being pressed by Keir.
Pause down, go in. And I remember
Luke trying to get some girl on his shoulders so she can see him die.
I can't see, put me on your shoulders.
Jacob! No, this is my favourite bit! I listened to them do this in Cardiff, of all places. recorded it in Cardiff. It sounded so good. That's why I wanted to come.
I knew I had to go and watch the second execution. I heard audio of the first execution. It sounded fucking amazing.
I didn't know if they still had it, but they do. I didn't know if they still.
The hangman's still got it. He hasn't done a gig in 60 years.
Oh, I'm glad they made up so they could start killing people.
Pep Guardiola was there for some reason. Now,
It's expensive, but it's worth it. You only do it once.
I
You only do it once.
it's good. It's good.
They might never do it again.
They might never do it again.
Nebworth next year. I've heard the rumours.
The reason I've made you sit through all of that, you've been very game of this horrible surprise. You've gone
I'll
with
tell
me.
you what, I've gone through what the subjects go through.
Yeah,
I
you've got new
am not an
appreciation.
anxious man, and I am shaking.
You've got new
I
appreciation.
apologise.
Ryan, bleep that.
You can have 500 quid, you fucker. I don't care.
But all of this is to say, you've come through that era of content. You've changed with the times. That was my get on this. You're versatile or desperate or both. And you've come through and you've come into the new generation of content creator, and you're a well-respected part of that. And we know you're a well-respected part of that because recently the enormously popular podcast Politics Joe with Ava Sabrina and Ollie and Ed. I'm not
You have
sure.
to stop saying that because she does listen.
Huh? That's what her name is, isn't it? That's what you call her all the time. Their favourite thing is they like to platform the most right-wing people that they can platform. And what they do is, like us, because like we're part of the secret plot. We're part of the secret plot to elect Nigel Farage as Prime Minister, which Ava is as well, I think. Definitely Ollie. I'm not sure about Ed, because he's just left, I think, in protest. But
A lot of people genuinely believe that.
do they? Yeah, because it's true. And enormously popular, wonderful podcast. And they recently had on there the OnlyFans star, Bonnie Blue. And mixed reviews on that, I think. Not on the podcast itself, but whether they should have had her on. She was a Channel 4 documentary. She was promoting that documentary. I think it was fair game. Anyway, they needed someone to come and talk about the woman who talks about being covered in cum and having to wring her bed sheets out. So, I mean, who do you pick up the phone to when you need someone to do that? I think you pick up the phone to Hertfordshire's biggest wank demon, Mr. Jacob Hawley. And here he is talking about porn.
I am, and maybe we are, one of the first generations who spent more of their life watching porn than not. Do you know what I mean? At the time I was in my late 20s, I probably started watching pornography at like 12 or 13, as I guess is normal, right? Please. So don't leave a pause there.
No, it is.
But and so by the time I was like 28, 29, I was like, I've spent more of my life watching pornography than not watching it. And like, sorry if this makes me sound like a loser, but I suspect this is true of most men in the UK of that age group.
Good point coming
I
up.
have definitely spent more time watching pornography than having sexual intercourse. Yeah. So in terms of my brain's learned behaviours about what sex is, of course it's far outweighed by pornography than it is reality. And I think if there's one thing you can accuse Bonnie Blue of, it's legitimising that. And when she says, I just want to be covered in cum, maybe you do. I quite like waking up with a condom wrapper on my face. Maybe you do. But I think, and a lot of her stuff, I'm like, you know what, if she fucking enjoy it, let her enjoy it. But I think one thing that maybe could have been pushed back upon a little bit more is what that does to young male expectation.
Now, my first thing is to say is I'm really proud of you. A, because you go on this show, and this is the guy that was looking scared as a Twinkie soldier in front of a drill sergeant. This is the guy slipping condoms into people's pockets outside Stratford. Now you're holding your own on the Britain's biggest youth-orientated politics podcast. You're making incredible points. You're making them very cogently. You're making them very funny. Never been more proud. Listen to the whole episode. Absolutely class. Within that clip, though, it's like you're trying to give the people who listen to this podcast things to clip up and make you look like a wanker about. You say, I just want to be covered in cum. You say, I just want to wake up with a condom wrapper on my face. Our listeners are people that know how to use Adobe Premiere and have too much time on their hands. What do you think was going to happen?
And I've asked many things of you in the past. I'll ask one more thing after you've said so many kind of things about me.
Sure.
Would you remember to put up the pictures of what they actually created? There's some people that made memes.
Yes,
of me.
I will put them up there now. It's amazing. So we'll put them up here. Jacob, just with the phrase, I just want to be covered in cum. Jacob with the phrase, I want to wake up with a condom wrapper on my face. All of them with hundreds of likes on Twitter. An incredible week. And what an arc that you've had. What a journey.
I don't think I've had any art. This is the thing. I don't think anything's changed. I don't. As I say, nothing.
I disagree.
Nothing. I don't think anything I've ever done has been by design. I don't think anything was ever planned. And I think I'm honestly as unprepared. And I do the work, but I still feel unprepared. I was unprepared and nervous doing Politics Joe this week and talking about being covered in cum. As I was approaching people nearly 10 years ago around Stratford Station.
Yeah.
Putting condoms in their bags and asking if they'd like to speak about how seriously they take HIV and AIDS. But I think, like, I've just bobbed around. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I disagree,
here,
my friend.
Floated there.
I disagree.
But,
I think
like,
over the course of this podcast, 100 episodes, over the course of these 10 years of you doing this content, you've gone from a place where they can see a funny person, but there's no means of getting that funniness to people, and therefore you have to go around with Kelly Convey putting condoms in people's pockets. Not to denigrate the work, but you look like you're enjoying it about as much as a fucking visit to the dentist, right? Now, you are in your element. You found your niche. You found your way of expressing yourself. You found a vehicle where you can open the podcast by saying you want to watch a live stream of Axel Rubicardo being killed by Keir Starmer. The internet has enabled that for you. Content has enabled that for you.
No, you've enabled that for me.
God, don't blame me.
I'm not blaming you. The internet hasn't done it. The internet's just sat and waited for us to do something. The algorithm did. I didn't do it. We did it. You did it. And I think that's the difference is between how I stand next to Kelly Convey and I'm staring at the camera going, we're here with some battle rappers. So, we don't want to talk about AIDS, but we do want to get paid. Freddy Krueger in the house. Oh, you're right. The reason I've gone from that to that, and I can be more confident in Politics Joe, is because now I'm emboldened by you on a weekly basis. The yin, not yin, to my yang.
Yeah.
And I think that's if I can be better elsewhere, it's only because you helped me to be better here. And I think, 100th episode, I think this has been about me, but the podcast isn't about me. And I think anyone who listens to this would agree that that's very much not the case. It's also about you. And I think if anything's changed for me over the past couple of years and that's given my career any sense of arc, it's that I learn to... It's not Kelly Convey, it's not battle rappers, and it's not me on my own doing comedy clubs at the weekend. It has to be with my mate, it has to be with you. And it's not just, because of practical things that you do, it's because you're so funny, and I'm funnier when I'm with you, and I'd like to think you're funnier when you're with me.
100%.
And, I think we've done it together, and I love you.
I love you too. I do love you too.
And
I've sat in a room over the last 2 years with my best mate, and I've laughed. That's what I've done. And we couldn't have done it all without you, people listening at home. Not to take too much of a victory lap, but we never thought we'd get to 100 episodes. Big thanks to you, Gene, for all the help along the way. Big thanks to Boxy. Big thanks to Jack.
Wow, yeah, there's a lot of people need to thank.
There's a lot of people need to thank.
Most of all, thanks to you guys, people who listen to this, share clips, comment on stuff. Those of you who indeed pay for this, which we cannot fucking believe.
Psycho shit.
And the only thing we can ever give back is to promise that we'll do 200 more. 200 more.
200 more? Fucking hell.
What would that be? 4 more years? 4 more years?
4 more years.
4 more years.
4 more years.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we're so lucky that we're doing a sold-out show in Bush Hall, and we can say now that we'd have announced off the back of that on the 31st of January 26th we'll be doing the Shepherd's Bush Empire.
Yes.
You may have seen what happened at the live show at Bush Hall. For those of you who haven't watched the recording yet via the Patreon, you can get a free trial to the Patreon at the moment. You can watch it over there, and I don't want to give too much away about 31st of Jan. It's obviously the Rotties, there's some awards due, but I will give a little snippet that live on stage in London on the 31st of January, we're going to kill Axel Rubicardo. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you on the next episode. Bosh.